A student produced this for UND's TV show, Studio One.
An article by Forbes found that on average, 2 million people are injured in car accidents each year. One young man endured a severe accident that he says changed him forever. Author and motivational speaker Benjamin Hylden is here today to talk us about the drive that changed his life. Thanks for being on the show with us today, Ben.
Yes, it's my pleasure.
First of all, I have to say I'm pretty glad you're here to talk with us, considering what you've been through.
Yeah, it's been a long journey.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope it's even longer, and I'm going to impact more people every single day.
You're very positive. So take us back to when you were driving down that county road when you were 16.
Well, I mean, it was just a normal day. There was nothing different about it, but on that day, I lost control, and then because the road was half gravel and half ice that day, it was April 6, 2007, and I lost control. I went down into the ditch, and I hit an approach and flipped my car into the field numerous times. And I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, so I was ejected from the car and went face first into the field. And that's when my life changed forever.
Yeah. So how bad were your injuries then?
Pretty severe.
Yeah.
My brain was bruised and bleeding. My entire face was shattered. All the bones were shattered. The doctor said that if you take a potato chip and smash it, that is exactly what my face looked like.
Wow.
And my small intestines, my kidneys, liver, pancreas were all bruised and bleeding, and the artery in my right leg was crushed.
Wow. So
those are the injuries, and it looked like at first, like right away, that I wouldn't make it even to the hospital.
Well, that's a lot for your body to endure in such a little time, too. You know. So, what did the recovery process look like then?
Well, at first it didn't look like I would have one, considering I was given less than a 5% chance to live. But many miracles happened on that day and following that my life was saved, and the recovery looked to be a very long one. But just more miracles where the doctors couldn't point or put a finger on how I was healing this fast. And I was supposed to be in the hospital for at least like 2 to 3 months, but I was in there for 19 days. I was supposed to be in the ICU for at least 2 to 3 weeks, and I was in there for 6 days. So my recovery was supposed to be much longer than what it actually was, and I wasn't supposed to play basketball, maybe never again, but for sure not the next year, and I wasn't even supposed to go to school the next year, but I went to school that next year and played basketball that next year.
Now, did your grades struggle at all when you were back in school?
Well, they're supposed to. Because of my brain injuries, I was supposed to have a lot of trouble in school and needed a lot of assistance, but I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but I went from the B honor roll, which was before my accident, to the A. So
wow.
I don't know. It was crazy.
That's great. So what did you learn from the accident then?
Well, I remember the day coming out. I just remember smelling just the grass in the air. It was like I was only in there for 19 days, but it seemed like an eternity to me. And I always took for granted all the smaller things in life, like my family. I wasn't close to my family because I always put sports in front of them, and I learned to value them. I mean, I'm much closer with my family, my little brother especially, and my mom and dad, and just everything about life. I mean, just because I was in the hospital for 19 days, it just taught me like it could be taken away at any second.
Yeah, things can change in an instant, that's for sure. Now, you brought a book with, so you're an author.
Yeah.
You wrote a book on your experience. So how did you kind of get in, what gave you the idea to write a book, I guess?
Well, I was counseling at the Park River Bible Camp. It would have been after my sophomore year in college, and I met a boy, well, he was in my cabin. His name's Andrew O. Now, his mom is a radio host here in Grand Forks for a Christian radio station. And she asked me to be on it when she heard about my story. And when we're getting ready for the interview, she gave me the idea to write a book. And I was like, are you kidding me? Write a book? Like, because ironically, that same year, I had switched majors from history to psychology for the sole reason that I didn't want to write papers. So it's
That's
like,
great.
and then I started writing a book after that, and it was just like, you know, what am I doing? Why am I? But I just felt the urge to share it and to impact others, to help them.
That's great. So you have a website where people can find out more about the story?
Yep, it's higherspeaking.com. That's where you can go and to just buy my book and to
find out about your story.
Yep.
Perfect. Thanks for being on the show with us today, Ben.
You're welcome.